This is Walk Off Wednesdays. I am Jake Brown. With me is Coach Matt O'Brien. Coach, you got a couple of trips coming up next week in California, and then you got 10 games in Florida. What are you looking forward to for those trips?
Yeah, I think just the opportunity to play right now. I think the guys are all excited. This year more than any other year, we've been able to get outside in preparation of those trips. But, I think guys are getting tired of facing their teammates in live sessions, and they want to face somebody else. So when you look at our schedule, we have those 2 trips coming up that I'm hoping can kind of prepare us for when we get back and start conference play. So we have 4 games in California. We have 10 games in Florida, and then when we come back, we're playing our conference opener at home, which should be 14 games this year. We're hoping to play at Chiswick Field, so pretty exciting time of year for sure.
Yeah, it's really warm out there. Hopefully get some games in here at Chiswick. Also, even though you guys didn't play as much at Chiswick, you still had a very good offense last year. What are you looking for in the offense this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think when you kind of look at, the guys that we have returning, we don't have technically one senior on our team, but we have a lot of guys that played a lot of innings for us. And I think when you talk offense, a couple of those guys that stand out right away are David Steffen, who we're going to talk to, who had, kind of a season to remember for our record books there. And then Ben Meuser was an all-conference performer. Ethan Schmitz is another all-conference performer. He actually hit for the cycle in a game last year. And then, you look at, even defensively, return guys like Keegan Jonas behind the plate. Ashton Pauly is making the transition over to shortstop, moving David to third. So we have a lot of guys that I think are going to have impactful years as returners.
Right, and talk more about the returners, the pitchers on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitching, this is probably the deepest pitching staff that we've had since I've been here. You look at the guys that are returning, like a Max Binnicker, a Brecken Sylvain, Josh Ostin, through a bunch of innings for us last year. Somebody that's really stood out so far this year is Parker Gilchrist. He's been really dialed in our live sessions. So we've got a lot of guys that can throw, and I'm pretty excited to kind of see how that plays out this year.
Right, and while you have a lot of returners, you also have a lot of newcomers this year, 10 newcomers this year. What is that dynamic going to be like this year, both from transfers and with incoming freshmen?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. We're lucky we have, some freshmen that are very talented, but fortunately with our returners, they have the ability to be impactful, but they don't have to have the pressure of having to play right away. And so, you look at a couple of those guys that stand out to me is, we got some guys that can really run in the outfield. We got a couple guys that have added to our pitching staff. And then when you look at the transfers, like you mentioned, we have a guy like Ryan McGee that's a left-handed hitting first baseman that also throws for us on the mound. And then a guy like James Nelson that's coming in where he won a Gold Glove for his defense at his previous junior college. So it's a really good blend of new guys and returning guys, and we're really excited to be able to perform and show what we can do.
All right, thank you, Coach O'Brien. When we come back, we'll talk to David Steffen. Welcome back. This is Walk Off Wednesdays. I'm with David Steffen, coming off a great year last year, hitting .414, but you also got injured before the conference tournament. What do you think of your season last year, and what are you looking to improve for this year?
Yeah, last year, obviously, I had a great year. My confidence was at an all-time high. I put a lot of work in last year. It showed, but getting injured at the end of the year obviously was a big no-go for me. I was really sad. It was a big loss for the team, but obviously I got to give a shout out to Ashton Pauly as well for stepping up in my shoes and really doing good at the plate and making big plays in the field for us when we needed it. And going into this year, I really expect to have another good year. I put a lot of work in this off season as well, and I really expect to have a great year at the plate, and now playing third base, I expect to do good over there as well.
Awesome. And also with your teammates, we're going to talk to Ben Meuser later, but what do you think what are your expectations for your teammates this upcoming year?
Yeah, so we have 10 new guys coming in. They're all very, very solid. A couple pitchers, mainly guys in the field, but all of them have brought a lot of competition to practice for us returners, which has been really good. It's gotten the team a lot better, I think. And yeah, for us returners, guys like Ben Meuser, Owen Dylong, Keegan Jonas, I expect big things from them as well. And I expect our team to have a very great year.
Awesome. And since you hit and you also pitch, you're closer, who is the toughest pitcher to face in live ABs, and who's the toughest hitter to face?
So pitcher, I definitely have to give it to Max Spinnaker. I've faced him a good amount in live so far, and he's been really solid. His command has gotten a lot better, and his pitches are very firm. His velo is up there. And when I'm pitching, the toughest hitter that I have faced has been Ryan McGee. Coming from Nyack, very good JUCO. He's a very disciplined hitter. He doesn't let you beat him. He really watches pitches well, and he's just a very overall solid hitter.
Thank you so much, David. We are going to go to Ben Meuser. We'll be right back here on Walk Off Wednesdays. Welcome back. I am here with Ben Meuser, first team All-UMAC, led the team in multiple offensive categories, including home runs. Ben, what has it been like coming into the season? You're moving from the outfield back to your home at first base. How has that adjustment been?
Yeah, so it's been a good adjustment back to my home, like you said. It feels normal again, feels right, and I feel like I've put in the work at first base. Me and Ryan McGee have been really dialed in over there at first, and yeah, just looking to clean things up across the board this year and hoping for a big year.
Right, and again, you had a big year last year, first team All-UMAC. What are your expectations for this year?
Yeah, so I felt like I had a good year, but there are definitely areas that I can improve at, and we'll see if I can make those come true, because I feel like I can be a better teammate and just staying positive and just having fun, because that's the goal of baseball.
Right, and you, of course, with your teammates, talked to David, and he had a great year last year. And what are some of your expectations for your other teammates coming into this year?
Yeah, so we expect big things from the returners, and we've got a lot of incoming freshmen who are very solid, and strong pitchers this year. It's the deepest our pitching staff has ever been, and can expect big things from David and guys like Keegan behind the dish. So yeah.
All right, and I have to ask you this question, like I asked David, who's the toughest pitcher to face in live ABs?
Yeah, so for me, the toughest pitcher has actually been Parker Gilchrist. He's been filling the zone, and he's climbed the velo gun, and he's got 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes, and he's been making really big improvements. Happy for him, and I'm excited to see how his season goes.
Right, and we're excited to watch how this season goes as well. This has been Walk Off Wednesdays, and we'll see you next time.